Hello, today I just wanted to make a really quick kind of review of The Watchmen. This is kind of in response to Laughing Leaf's review, which was a response to somebody else's review. But basically, what I wanted to say was that a lot of people are saying Watchmen is a really original story and movie. And yes, true, the comic was very original and groundbreaking. But I think the movie, you know, after that comic came out, there's a lot of derivative things of it. And one thing that is very closely tied, in my opinion, to Watchmen is The Incredibles, the Pixar movie. And I think this tells the Watchmen story much better than The Watchmen. Okay, basically, to me, the point of The Watchmen is that you see the lives of these superheroes when they're not popular anymore and they're not allowed to be superheroes. Exactly the same as The Incredibles. Um, at the end of The Watchmen, you have a guy who's created a false threat in order to get everyone. Now, for him, he wants everybody to like him. He's created this false threat so that he can come in and be the hero. And basically, that's what the Watchmen movie has. Uh, the guy creates a threat. In the comic book, it's a squid. In the movie, they use uh, Doctor Manhattan, and so he's the false threat, And so the thing that's different about this movie is it has an actual ending, where um, in the Watchmen, it's left up to you to decide which one is better. And in the Incredibles, they say no, it's better that the truth is told, and you know you can't allow people to lie to the public like this. Even if you say it's for their best interest, it's not their best interest. And this movie actually takes a stand and makes a decision, and you can decide to agree with it or not. But the actual story itself has a proper ending. Um, and I just think it it's much more concise. It's much more enjoyable. It has much better action sequences. Mm, I think the character development is well done in here. It's not too much, not too little. I think the characters in Watchmen are very strong characters, but for a movie, you just don't have time to develop characters like that when it has nothing to do with the plot. Rorschach is a really interesting character. However, he's totally not important to the plot at all. I mean, only thing he does is he realizes that one guy has been killed. He follows a couple clues, and that leads him to find the culprit. And none of his backstory has anything to do with that. It could be, it could be a private detective. It doesn't matter who the character is. It just has nothing to do with it. And the whole love story between, I mean, it's just none of the stuff has anything to do with the plot. In The Incredibles, he rejects the kid in the beginning, and that guy ends up being the one who creates the false threat. And it's kind of a lesson to him that people look up to these heroes, and because he didn't treat this little kid with uh, respect or whatever, or love, that he kind of created this monster himself. That's, to me, is much more interesting than you know all the characters in the Watchmen are developed really strongly, except for the guy who ends up being the bad guy. You have no idea who he is. You don't know anything about him. You don't know why he chose to make this big decision to create the threat. They never tell you who he is. They tell you nothing about him. He's the only character in the movie who you ought to know something about, because he's making the biggest decision in the plot. And they wasted all their time developing these other characters who are totally not important to the plot. So that's all I gotta say. If you want to watch a movie that really celebrates what comic books are about, I think The Incredibles is much better movie, much more exciting, much more fun. Show it to the whole family. Adults and kids can like it, and doesn't have blue penis. So, that's all I gotta say. Talk to you.